Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of Michi's Esport Diaries, and welcome to talking about the past week, the past weekend. We've had a full load of racing activity ready for you guys with the Le Mans 24 of the Virtual Endurance Championship, the season final, and I gotta say, like, in 16 years of sim racing, I think it's the first ever 24 hours of Le Mans that I've won. Apparently it's same for Janne Simoncic, although he obviously had a lot more racing and a lot more success in the Virtual Endurance Championship in the past compared to me. But yeah, was a super special race. I think also the craziest 24-hour race I've ever done. You know, usually rFactor 2, and there were GDR 24s, and there was Le Mans 24. They had no rain. Like in the Virtual Endurance Championship, like even they tried to bring up some rain in Spa last time, and even that didn't work. So it was quite an interesting one to see. So we were looking on the weather forecast, and we're like, God damn, it's like rain all the way. And rain in the DPI and the Cadillac, doesn't go too well together really, when it comes for safetiness, when it comes for driving, yeah, for the overall driving experience. So, you know, we were complaining that the DPI was a forklift anyway. So in the rain, those things just got worse and worse and worse. So you had to really try to somehow introduce understeer into the car, because if you're not done understeer into the car, you've got oversteer, and yeah, imagine oversteer in the wet. So anyway, we were swimming around quite a bit when it was wet, but what a race was it. So we've taken a start in the dry, starting P8, getting straight into P5, even before turn 1, and I didn't really take it too risky, you know. I just had a mega reaction. The row ahead of me seemed completely sleeping. And then there was a touch between, I think, 3rd and 4th, or 2nd and 3rd. And that allowed me to go through, and I played it safe. And, you know, we're starting settling in P5 a bit. Then into P4 we went. Then we got 3rd. Then even we got 2nd. And then the rain came. And yeah, like, you know, the rain just like flipped everything over each other again. We went for pit road. We did not do a rear wing adjustment back then, and that was a mistake. So other people were quicker then, so we were caught by 3rd and 4th. Got overtaken. Did it, like, you know, we did a mistake. Got overtaken eventually again. Then even we were involved into an accident where I have got damage on the rear of the car on both sides, and the broken front splitter. And I was like, Jesus Christ, like, you know, it's 23 hours to go. We've never had this DPI in one goddamn piece when we made it to a finish anywhere in the Virtual Endurance Championship this year. And well, it was not meant to be the only crash that we had. So anyway, we were running in 3rd or 2nd when I handed over the car to Jesper. Did I get back to 2nd? Can't remember. But the point that I'm trying to get across, I handed the car back to Jesper while it was still drizzling. Or was it already drying up? Can't remember. I think it was already drying up again. Yeah, okay, so we had a full stint of rain, a full stint of dry. It was drying up. We decided to then swap driver and tires to the slick compound. Jesper then got going, and I don't know, I think it took a half an hour or so, and then it started raining again. So back to rain. We had a number of code 80s where we really like, code 80 is out, you need to do a decision, pit or not pit. Then we were about to do a mistake to just go through pit road while a code 80. Because it was the shorter, you know, the shorter way around the circuit when going through pit lane on the pit speed limiter anyway. So, you know, you're cutting just a little bit of that final Ford chicane. And then inside pit row, you're like, okay, you know, just, you know what, just stop for fuel. And that saved our ass back then, that quick team call that we did. And we got going again. Jesper once spun. There were more code 80s which then screwed us over. One code 80 actually got us a minute because it just came right after lead that the first two have passed pit road. And it just came out when we were just before pit road. Got in, and the moment we drove out, it was like code 80 was gone. So that was a perfect condition, and it got us over a minute on our competitors. Yeah, during the evening then, after Jesper has handed over the car back to David, I think 20-30 seconds back, he sadly had an incident with the wall in the Porsche curves. So we were down on pit road for repairs for 2 or 3 minutes. Luckily, it was just on the in lap anyway, so we haven't lost the full pit stop cycle. So that was the good news about it. And then, yeah, I don't know. We were pushing hard. We were trying hard to get back when I was the second time into the car towards midnight, and yeah, we gradually made up ground. Like I took, you know, like Yanni took 15 seconds out of the leading group. I took 20 seconds out of the leading group after a double stint. And so we were making progress. Then I went to sleep. Interestingly, of course, in the meanwhile, it has rained another time. So we had this rain to dry transition and taking the decision when you can go back onto slicks, I think 4 times in the race. And then the last time when it was night, the dry line was just so narrow. It was unbelievably easy to just go touch the wet part and die. But because it was dark, obviously everyone was just always with the headlights trying to look and where is the dry line, where do we need to drive? And therefore, obviously, the water around the racing line never got evaporated, never got taken away, never got driven away from the cars. So that made the middle of the night stint quite difficult, because it was so easy to put a feed out on the dump, on the wet part, and when it's dark and when the dry line is rubbered up, can't really see the difference depending on where the light is or how the light shines on the track. Can't really tell the difference between a dry line and a wet line, and that's why I spun, I think, 3 times in once in Indy, I think 2 times in Mulsanne 1 and Mulsanne 2. So yeah, I mean, what shall I say, that was rather interesting. And then I came back after some 4 or 5 hours of sleep, saw that the guys were running 2 laps up, and like from then on it was kind of smooth sailing, I want to say. Like we haven't had any further issues really. Like Arne Schonfleet in the end was a bit faster. He was lapping better lap times on fresher tires and stuff, but you know, we were just taking it easy, kind of cruising home the final 6.5 hours to race victory. In the end, we went for the fastest lap, and we went for the championship, and that is everything that counts. That is everything that matters. I don't care whether it's 1 lap, 2 laps, 1 second, 2 seconds, whatever. I have finally won this Le Mans 24. I've finally won that race, and I can finally tick that off my list of things that I actually wanted to do at some point during my sim racing career. So that's awesome. And on that final note, I would like to thank you. I would like to thank everyone that has come to watch the streams around the 24 hours of Le Mans. It have been phenomenal numbers on the streams. I'm gonna be quite honest with you guys. Usually I'm super excited for every viewer that's there, and I'm extremely delighted if I see there are 60, 70, 80 people watching a Formula Pro race or watching a Virtual Endurance Championship race or whatever. But during the opening stint and during my in the middle of the night stint on the second stream, there were over 350 concurrent viewers on the YouTube chat alone, or on the YouTube channel alone, and another 100 from Twitch. So I think at some point we were super close to having 500 concurrent viewers, and guys, that was amazing. The numbers that I've seen, the clicks, the watch time, like everything, the subscribers, we have gained over 270 subscribers in the 24 hours, guys. And like, that is 10% of my overall channel size, and I am so not 10, 20. Is it 20? No, Michi, stop your brain. It's 2%. It's not 2%. It's 4%. 4.5%. Finally, it's still early morning, you know. And that was so overwhelming, and that made this Le Mans 24 even just much more special. Especially with our mega partner Nextview on, which had the logo on the streams for the first time. Like it was an amazing effort, and it was an amazing success sporting media wise. It was like just great, and I want to say thank you everyone for joining the race so in big numbers and in big appearance. That really I'm so grateful for that. Can't really describe it any better or in any other words. So thank you so much for that. Next up, on the day after, we had Formula Pro, and now you would imagine, oh, the guy has done a 24-hour race, so he just goes to sleep and enjoys his Sunday and gets to start working on Monday again. Well, no, not entirely. In fact, luckily, Germans had a day off due to having a public holiday, but the reality was, like, on the Sunday when we've won the championship, every one of us did like some, you know, odd chilling. I went some napping for an hour and a half. Jenny, I think, went out with his wife. David, I think, has gone to bed. Dennis Jordan and Siebel, they have raced the race too. I think they were napping as well. But at the end of the evening, it was like 19:30, guys, we need to do some testing for Formula Pro tomorrow. You can imagine the satisfaction and the joy that I felt going back into the rig after being in there for 24 hours already on the weekend. Yes, but yeah, we were doing running, we were doing laps, we were doing race stints. We were finally getting comfortable on the race set, to then find out on Monday morning that the last part of the race is going to be rain. And we were like, oh dear, this car, new tires, new rain model, please not. And effectively we've spent 4.5 hours of trying to get the strategy right, trying to get everything right regarding the race in the evening, the dry to wet transition. When do we box for the heavy wets? How long can we stay out with the dries? Do we do 2 stints with the dries because the rain comes in the end? When exactly does the rain come? It's always like, you know, last 15 to 20 minutes. Well, if you fuel up for 40 or 45 minutes of race time to hit the perfect point on when you need to change tires and stuff, 5 minutes is quite a bit of a difference of 3 to 4 laps of fuel. So yeah, that was incredibly difficult. In the race then, we found out that we have not used the track in an optimal way till qualifying. Short before qualifying, I was then trying out a different line through the bus stop chicane around Daytona, and yeah, I've had my overall struggles. It was once again last minute where I got up to the speed where I was like, okay, now you're starting to feel satisfied and confident. And what I take away from that is probably, and I've said this too much already, but I need to finally do it. I need to do more laps. I need to do more laps. I need to get more confident. I need to get more self-esteemed. Is that the right word? Not self-esteemed. Yeah, I need to build more own and self-confidence on the car when driving it. And sadly, with this car, it is a goddamn beep to drive, and it's same for everyone. But the more laps you do, the more confident you get, the more knowledge you get, the more you're kinda, I want to say, you're counteracting or you're foreseeing what the car is doing, the more you are expecting the snaps and the potential hiccups the car could produce while driving, the more confident you are and the more you're anticipating that. And I need to get to that point. The race itself for me was boring. I've put the car in 8th position on the qualifying. I got P7 on the opening lap in turn 2. I did one mistake which let me drop behind Dennis. Ultimately, I believe this is where I've lost P5 in the end, because Alex was dropping a lot in the wets. Not sure if I would have ever overtaken him if I would have been closer. Like, my tires were done and I was struggling with the same, like, you know, getting too greedy, wanting that P5 too much. So I've kind of destroyed the rear tires in the end. But apart from that, the race was really boring. I didn't do a single overtake, I think, apart from the opening lap. But it's alright, you know, usually that means that you're running in wherever you need to run, that you're running around your maximum pace and maximum speed. So 2nd, 6th place now, we're 2nd in the championship. Everything is going great regarding that. Now we have a 4 weeks break, which is amazing. And then we're looking forward, well, I'm not sure if I'm looking forward to the remaining 3 races with Donington, Azure, aka Monaco, and Laguna Seca. I don't think that's going to be good races. Like, let me reword this. You need to nail the qualifying, you need to nail the strategy. That's it. I don't think you're going to do a single overtake around those circuits if the guy ahead of you doesn't F up dramatically in a corner. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this one. That's going to do it for this episode of Michi's Esport Diaries. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, any thing you'd like to comment, put it down in the comment area below, and enjoy your weekend, guys. See you and goodbye.